So the main tools in Pro Tools are the trim tool. And if we just mouse over here, it'll show us the name of it. The three main tools in Pro Tools are the trim tool, the selector tool, the grabber tool, and you can select each one by just clicking on it, or the smart tool, which is the bar above that contextually changes. We'll get to that. It can switch between the trimmer, selector, and grabber based upon where you are over the file. So let's go through these tools. Here's the trim tool. I have a file right here, and I can trim the front end of it or the back end of it. And this is non-destructive audio, so I can trim out the front or the back of a file if I want to isolate one part. That's a trim tool. Selector tool, I can select, I can mark into a file. Let's say I like this little water droplet here, right? And I can copy it. So I'm doing Command C, just like a word processor. I can paste it over here a few times. I can select a portion of it. I can delete just like a word processor. I could double click, select the whole thing, delete the whole file. So I can delete, cut, copy, paste, delete, cut, copy, paste, any audio information. And I should tell you guys also how to zoom here really quickly, because it's really hard to get around if you don't know how to zoom. So zooming, the easiest way to zoom is to engage this little A to Z button here, and then use R and T. So then you mark in with the selector, R and T, zooms in and out. R and T is what I'm using right now. You can also do the long way up here. I almost never use it though, so you can do that. Those little arrows work. It just takes a little bit of a while. Or option scroll wheel. Option scroll wheel will zoom in as well from wherever you are. I prefer R and T, but this A to Z has to be on right here. R and T. Great. And then the grabber tool, it's essentially just a tool to move audio clips around, right? So if you want to move anything, that's how you would do it. You would move that around. The smart tool then, if I zoom in on this file right here, it's kind of big, but let's make it a little bit smaller. The smart tool then will be the selector if you're in the top middle. It'll be the grabber if you're in the bottom middle. It'll be the trimmer if you go to the edge of the file. And it'll also do fades if you go to the top right corner or top left corner. And I'm just going to hit ZZ to go back a few times. Does that make sense? So you can move it around. I can select up here. I can trim the file to the edges. And I can also do some fades if you want to do some fades on the top edges. It turns into that little icon there. That's the gist of the Pro Tools editing. It's incredibly powerful, just these simple tools. And one last thing here, you can reverse the direction of the trimmer by holding down the Option key. So it will by default trim this way, but if I hold on Option, it'll trim out that way as well. See how I did that? So Option reverses the direction of that trim tool. Maybe that can come in handy. Another really good editing thing, and we'll get to, is just Option dragging off a file will duplicate the file as many times as you need to. All right.